Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo and welcome to my scrapbook table. Today I am on a Zoom crop actually with Shannon, who is Creative Chaos in Tennessee. I think there's about 10 of us on there right now. So I'm just going to give a quick intro to what I'm working on. I did this page a while ago. It is on my channel. It's my husband and me, our son and daughter-in-law at the Memphis Zoo last May. And so the next two pages, which is what I'm going to work on today, are the animals at the zoo. And I've cut them, or I printed them 3x4, and I cut a 1/4 inch off of each dimension, and then there's a couple that were 4x6s and I trimmed those down. Let's see, they are 5x3 1/4. I'm planning to use this sketch. Tina Campbell posted it in her group, the 100 Patterned Paper Challenge group on Facebook. The way I count my pattern papers for that is if I cut into a new one and use some of it, then I count it, because then when I'm using a piece of one, like this scrap, this was like there were about 7 inches of this, I don't count that because I know I've already counted it. I saw someone, and I wish I knew who to say who to give credit for that idea. I saw someone post that a week or two ago, and I thought, that's what I'm going to do from here on out. And I think I probably have done that in the past, just not quite so consciously. So what I pulled out to use is a pack from, let's see, does it say on here where this came from? It's called Archive 12x12 Kit from We Are Memory Keepers. There is no date on it, so I don't know when this was from. I bought it at Tuesday morning for $4 at least 2 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, and it was probably old before it ended up there. So that's what I used for the original page, so I'm going to pull some things from this as well. And I also pulled out a Simple Stories Zoo collection to add some animals from if I need it. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. I have some papers cut to be the strips going across there. I'm going to ink up my papers, and I'm going to decide about matting photos, whether I'm going to mat some, all, or none. Once I decide that and have that ready, I will come back on and do my usual voiceover. So I mentioned that I am on a Zoom crop with Shannon, who's Creative Chaos in Tennessee, here on YouTube. And I'm working from a bingo board that she shared, and it was, the row I was working on was black, which I'm using dark gray and calling it black. I hope she doesn't kick me out because of that. Washi tape, rectangles, and something else that I forget at the moment. It'll probably come to me as I watch this video. Oh, staples. So I use those at the very end. Since I was working on dark cardstock, I thought the washi might not show up nicely, so I just put it on some white cardstock and then trimmed that out. I did ink the edges with the VersaFine Morning Mist that I also did the edges of the cardstock with, simply because some of the white cardstock was showing along the edges, and that was just an easy way to camouflage that a little bit. And I had a tiny, 2 small strips of this red left over, and I wanted those at the bottom, and that uses up that sheet of paper to the very end. It's all gone. So the choice for the strips going across the page came from the sketch that Tina shared. And in a wonderful moment of serendipity, this was not planned at all, but it just worked out. The smaller photos that I had trimmed down fit perfectly in between those washi tape pieces. I was so thrilled. So that kind of drove my placement of photos. I stretched 6 out across the top, and then the larger ones are in the bottom along with some of the smaller ones. And the final layout only has 4 of the smaller pictures on the bottom because one kind of disappeared while I was working, and I don't know what happened to it. So I pulled out what's left of this zoo collection. I bought this a while ago. It's Simple Stories. I bought it from peachycheap.com, and I will probably, this will be the last layout that I do with this. I don't want all my zoo layouts to look alike, and I use this for the Montgomery Zoo, several layouts, and these won't be very far apart in my album because they're only a couple months apart in time. So I went ahead and got these glued down. Then I end up with a rather large space on the bottom right, and I needed to fill that with something. So that's why I went through that paper and I pulled out these 2 6x8 pieces that have an aqua background and elephants and hippos. So yeah, elephants and hippos. I was double checking. I put the ostrich or emu there. Then I have some blank space. There is a little giraffe thing, but I opted not to use that. I matted this photo in white. It's going to be over on the far right by itself, and I just thought it needed something to help it stand out a little bit. That's near the entrance of the zoo. It's a really interesting facade they have there, and I just wanted a different view of it. I have another one on the left hand page as well. So now I'm thinking about how am I going to fill this gap. So I thought, what if I just take some gray that's very close to the gray that's the background, and I'm going to fill it with these words that came in the We Are Memory Keepers kit that I'm using, because I've wanted to use these for a while and I just haven't. So I thought I could make, I don't know, like a billboard almost, with words, several words, and some of the little tiny embellishments, like the chipboard stickers and a couple of the self-adhesive brads. So I keep going, and it's fine right now, but as I went further and further, I did not like it. Sorry that my head got in the way there. I was having trouble getting that word straight. And so here it is, and I am not happy with it. It just looks like I used this stuff just because I wanted to use the stuff, not because it had any purpose on the page, or I don't know. I can't really put it into words, but I was not happy with it. And sometimes I just leave things that I'm not happy with, and it's fine. I call it done, and I'm okay with that. And I decided, no, I just really don't like this. So I pulled it up. I trimmed out 3 tags. One is the same gray as the background. One is the same bluish green color as that strip of cardstock across the bottom. And one is another pattern from the paper kit that I was using. And I put a little reinforcement for the top tag, layered them up, tied them with some ribbon, and I did ribbon, and then I tied around the ribbon with baker's twine. And I couldn't find my T-square ruler, but my husband came downstairs and helped me find it. So I used that to keep my journaling straight, and it just says, "The 4 of us had such a great day at the zoo. Despite the heat and humidity, we saw almost the entire zoo. Afterwards, we picked up dinner and took it to Kayla's parents' house and ate dinner with them." Then I added the word documented, I added some flowers, a little brad that says life is good, and some paw prints. Then I think about what I'm going to do with the rest of the embellishment clusters. So the one has the koalas up there at the top, and I add another self-adhesive brad and some enamel dots in aqua and yellow. The banner in the top left, which I believe the sketch had a banner there, I did the same thing. I just added some self-adhesive brads and enamel dots. And then the one that is by the journaling, I already had some binoculars there, but I added a camera and a little hippo. So that just about finishes this off. I really had fun at, excuse me, at Shannon's crop, and she said she's going to try to do a Zoom crop once a quarter. So I would encourage you to keep an eye on her Facebook page. Again, it's called Creative Chaos in Tennessee. I'll try to link that below if I remember to do so. It was fun. She had some challenges there for us, and it was nice to scrapbook and talk with others, because usually when I'm at home I scrapbook all alone. A couple times a year I go to a crop, but mostly I scrapbook by myself. So it was fun to have some people to chat with. And here is where I realized, oh, I need staples somewhere on here. So I took the baker's twine off and just used 2 staples to hold that ribbon together. That ribbon is from Stampin' Up. I don't know what color it is. It was in a sample pack that my friend who's a demonstrator gave me. And then I used some, not enamel dots, glue dots to hold the ribbon ends down where I wanted those to be. So we're coming up on the still shots here. I love the sketch. So Tina, thanks for sharing that sketch. It worked out so well to get all these photos on a layout. Thanks for joining me today. I'm really grateful that you're here. I appreciate my viewers. I would love it if you'd like and subscribe or even comment. Take care, have a great day, and I hope you get to scrapbook something soon.